$50,000 and kind of like by hook or by crook you're making this film. So can you kind of speak to the by hook or by crook of it? Like, how were you putting this together? How did you make the film with this kind of ragtag group? How did you cast it? How did you make the film look so expensive, I guess maybe is the question, and look so rich and look so kind of robust?
Well, I want to say just one word defending independent filmmakers today, because there are people making just amazing films for nothing, like Andrew Buchalski's Computer Chess. Yes. And things like that.
That was more of a criticism of IndieWire maybe than independent filmmakers.
We can criticize IndieWire all night long, and we'd be very happy. So the question was...
Yeah, sort of how did you approach the actual production when you had such a limited budget?
It ended up being a lot more than where we started. And so in real dollars, if you go back with inflation and all that, we might have been getting up there in the sense that we started at 50,000, and then I was at this agency where we made money, so I put more money in. It was 97,000 for the shoot. Then this wonderful guy who's a Columbia film grad who had a 40,000 nest egg for his own producing film. He was going to produce a film, and he had been our associate producer helping out in the office while we were shooting, and he put in his 40,000, which was just wonderful for us because we go right from I was totally tapped out from the shoot, and he put it in then, and then friends and family came in, and I think we had $210,000. And then this great PBS thing, which I hope they'll bring back, called American Playhouse. They would occasionally buy outside productions, and so they bought our production for $150,000, and they had a $30,000 escrow that they allowed us to take us out of escrow so we could pay the laboratory and take it to Sundance. There was a wonderful type who was in the Christine Vachon Brown University world, and he interviewed for being production manager, and I thought he was like the only person who could sort of production manage this, but he turned us down. And one of his two reasons for turning us down was he said, at $50,000, you cannot get the locations you need for this movie. So if I'm going to do this, you have to get all the locations yourself. And so a lot of that was just convincing people to give us locations. And sort of, I saw in the credits now, there's the name of a verger in a church. And before making this film, I'd never heard of a verger. I hadn't been reading Trollope novels. And we went to see the verger at the St. Thomas Episcopal Church in New York, which is the church with the big, beautiful Christmas service, and asked him if, I knew someone in the congregation, I asked him if we could shoot that service and have it in our film. And I said, the film's positive about New York and constructive, blah, blah, blah. And I think his way of saying no was that, yes, you can shoot here for that service, but no lights. You can have lights. So that was his polite way of saying no. But then John Thomas, the cinematographer, said, there are fast films now that we can actually shoot that way, and that'll be good. And then we went back later, and I thought, like Sunday afternoon, we'd have to shoot the reverse angle of all that. So we scheduled shooting the reverse angle on Sunday afternoon. We went back to the church and said, oh no, you'd have to pay all this for security if you want to shoot on Sunday afternoon. And I said, well, I understood that we can come back and shoot for free. And they said, oh, you can come back and shoot for free anytime from 9 to 5, but you can't shoot on Sunday afternoon because we close. And time and time again, we got this situation where someone went out to ask for permission, and they asked for too specific a permission. And what we found was that if you say, well, is there any time we could shoot here? Is there any way we could shoot here? That was much better. But there's a lot of sort of free stuff we got. So we went out with a camera at Christmas time. We were not going to shoot until the end of January. We went out with a camera and shot everything we could.
There's